Diligent here at the Red Maple Restaurant. Let's go check it out.
Welcome to Noligent. Let the good times roll. In this episode of our New Orleans travel guide, we are doing a best burger search and visiting one of the best restaurants in the area. We are heading to the Westbank of the Mississippi River to visit the Red Maple Restaurant, which is one of my favorite restaurants. The Red Maple Restaurant is located in the New Orleans suburb of Gretna at 1036 Lafayette Street, which is about 11 minutes and 6 miles away from the New Orleans French Quarter. The Red Maple Restaurant was originally owned and operated by a German-American family of restaurateurs who had a history of over 100 years in Gretna, and they opened the Red Maple Bar in 1963 and added the restaurant in 1965. So we're going to start our adventure in the bar. So this is also one of the nicest bars on the West Bank, I think, as well. And you can eat inside the bar. So we will have a meal inside of here. So let's go ahead and head on inside here and check this place out. And of course, they've got a mat with the red maple on it, of course. And then we've got the main bar right here, which is quite a comfortable place to cozy up to and pass a good time. They've got the video poker machines right back here, and to the right you can see into their wine room, and they have a table if you want to dine in the wine room. That is quite a interesting thing to do, and maybe for one of those romantic occasions it could be the perfect spot. So it's very nice looking and upscale inside the bar area here, and lots of very nice wood paneling and a very comfortable space overall. So you can see this is quite a very nice space overall. So I got the veal Oscar, which is panade veal, sauteed asparagus, sweet potato souffle, topped with jumbo lump crab meat, and finished with a lemon beurre blanc. This is also one of my pal the Commodore's favorite meals as well here, so I would certainly put it up at the top half of my list of some of my favorite food around the area, and it is definitely a very delicious thing. It's got all of the ingredients I really do enjoy. The asparagus, the sweet potatoes, these big chunks of crab, and yummy, yummy, delicious tender veal. So all of the things on this plate make my taste buds very, very happy, and it's a very pleasant way to enjoy a wonderful meal. And they certainly do have some very good items here on their regular menu that we'll check out later. And I've come here for years for their lunch menu, which they used to have an amazing $10 lunch menu that they never brought back after the pandemic lockdowns, unfortunately. They still do have the lunch specials, though they're just not quite as amazing as they used to be, like so many places. Oh, here we go with the last little bit of asparagus. And we're definitely making some progress here with another little piece of veal taken down. And a lot of little crab pieces left still, so this is definitely a great combo here. The crab and the veal together. Ooh, yes, indeed. What a mouth flavorful of amazing. And then for dessert, of course, I've got this wonderful sweet potato here. This is just a fantastically prepared sweet potato. No marshmallows. I hate the marshmallows. It's got all of the flavors and the sweet potatoes the way I love them. So absolutely perfect sweet potatoes for my taste buds. And now, just like I've totally destroyed this plate of food, go ahead and destroy that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment below, let me know what you thought about this meal. And while you're down there, make sure to check out the link to my Patreon account, as I do work for tips and I appreciate any help with that. So the bill arrived and the total before tip was $35.27. So here's the front view with the Red Maple Bar on the left, the restaurant on the right, and of course the Red Maple sign right here. So we're going to continue walking from the bar and go into the restaurant here. So we get to this little front area first, and they do have a Red Maple sign there on the left. And they also have one of these lovely oysters like many places do. So it's part of the Jefferson Parish Oyster Trail, so always keep a lookout for that when you're around Jefferson Parish restaurants. So we go through a lovely courtyard right here. Then the entrance to the restaurant is straight ahead right here. So let's go ahead and head on inside here and check this place out. So this area has bars on two sides. So you've got this side with a bar with no seats, and on the other side you've got the bar with the seats, and there's also dining space up here. And then we're going to head on to the reception area here. And we've got a host that will get us seated pretty fast. There's more dining straight ahead. And we'll see if we're going to be seated straight ahead or, we're going to be seated in my favorite room. Ooh, yes. So this is a great little space here, and it's got a little bit of that German theme going on. They've got a lot of Ein Masses Masskrugs here on the ceiling for decorations. And they have them from a few places. Most of them are from the Lowenbrau Brewery in München, where I've actually been there. Lowenbrau beer is way better there than the Lowenbrau we have over here. So you can kind of see some of the German origin of this restaurant with some of the Alpine Lodge decor and all of the various other decorations throughout this space. So this is my favorite dining room, and then right next door is this dining room, which would have been the one straight back from the host desk. So we have this table right here, and let's take a seat and go ahead and check out this menu now, as there's a lot of fantastic things in here. So just starting out with the appetizer menu is fantastic, with char-grilled oysters, fried shoestring onions, panko fried Thai glazed shrimp, Louisiana jumbo lump crab cake, spinach, feta, and artichoke casserole, crab meat au gratin, avocado imperial, garlic parmesan crab claws, Cajun egg rolls, soups and salads, soup of the day, classic New Orleans seafood gumbo, Caesar, house, wedge, or seafood salad. Next, we have entrees with redfish pontchartrain, seafood stuffed salmon, glazed ahi tuna, catfish pecan, smothered bone-in pork, fig glazed roasted duck, pistachio herb crusted lamb chops, bourbon braised pineapple teriyaki chicken, veal Oscar, crispy chicken Alfredo, seafood stuffed soft-shell crab, shrimp bordelaise, vegetarian pasta, shrimp and catfish platter. Then we have steaks with a 10-ounce spinalis, an 18-ounce ribeye, a 16-ounce New York strip, and an 8-ounce filet. And then we have sides of sugar snap peas, asparagus, sauteed green beans, creamed spinach, sauteed garlic, spinach, mashed potatoes, mashed sweet potatoes, baked potato, lyonnaise potatoes, and hand-cut fries. Then for dessert, we have red maple bread pudding or caramel molten chocolate cake. Then we have the lunch specials. Back before the pandemic lockdowns, we had these for $10, and they included either the soup of the day, a gumbo, and dessert. So we have the maple burger, classic red maple brisket, French pork chop, shrimp and grits, catfish pecan, or smothered hamburger steak. Then we also have the Lent lunch specials. So we've got a shrimp po' boy, a catfish po' boy, an oyster po' boy, or a half and half shrimp and catfish po' boy, and a 6-inch or 12-inch. And all po' boys are served dressed with French fries. And the Lent dinner special is trout amidine served with lyonnaise potatoes and smothered green beans. So like a proper New Orleans lunch, we start off with some French bread and butter here. Ho, ho, ho. Gotta get a little butter on here. Real butter, not that nasty margarine. Real butter. Oh yeah, here we go. Gotta get a little delicious little beginning to the meal here with some of this fantastic bread. Here we go. Ho, ho, ho. So very wonderful, delicious fresh bread. And the butter takes it over the top. So here we go to finish off a little of this delicious, yummy bread. And next is the seafood gumbo. So this is a dark Cajun roux with a hearty vegetable blend of onions, garlic, celery, and bell peppers, simmered in a rich seasoned seafood stock with jumbo lump crab, shrimp, and crawfish tails. And it's also got some big pieces of crab in there as well. And we also have some rice in here. Some places on the Westbank put potato salad in there instead of the rice. On average, I'd say there's more rice than potato salad. Some people do prefer the potato salad. A nice big chunk of crab there. Some nice shrimp in here. So we have a lot of delicious things going all together to make for a gumbo. So here we go. And a nice little yummy shrimp there, and the seafood is all melding together quite nicely with all the other ingredients, and it's certainly a very delicious combination. So the Cajun gumbo is a little different than the Creole gumbo. There are similarities, but there's some slight little differences that do make for a bit of a different eating experience. So sometimes you have a hard time telling the difference, but usually you can deduce if it's a Cajun or Creole gumbo based on the appearance and flavor most of the time. Not all the time, but there is certainly some overlap, and always debates. Every person has a little bit different way of making their gumbo, and it all begins with the roux, and there are many ways to do the roux, many variations on the preferred color of the roux. So it's quite a fun debate to have. Although some people get a little grumpy about certain things, so you never know. So, just like I've totally destroyed this gumbo, go ahead and destroy that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, comment below and let me know what you thought about this gumbo. And while you're down there, make sure to check out the link to my Patreon account, as I do work for tips, and I appreciate any help with that. For my main course, I got the classic red maple brisket, braised certified Angus brisket, cabbage, carrots, and potatoes, cooked in our own stock and horseradish cream sauce. This has long been my standard lunch at the Red Maple. It's so much food. Before the pandemic lockdowns, it was even more food. This is just a large amount of great food. They used to give you a whole half of a cabbage as part of this, and you would have leftovers very easily all the time from that half a cabbage and all the meat they would give you. So really it was 2 meals instead of 1 meal. You got your choice of a gumbo or the soup, and then the dessert after. For $10, that was just one of the most fantastic deals ever. Of course, these days, that ain't there no more, sadly. So things have definitely got more expensive, and there's no more $10 specials on the horizon again, it doesn't seem like. This is still a great deal, though. You do get a very hearty meal. It's just not as large and hearty as it used to be. Still delicious. This horseradish cream sauce is really fantastic. I enjoy it on all of the themes on the plate here. So this cream sauce and the horsey sauce there goes very well with all the vegetables and the brisket. So this is just a wonderful experience. Got that yummy, wonderful beefy goodness of the brisket. It's super tender. Everything is just cooked nicely here together. All the flavors are just exactly the way I would like them. It's a pretty simple dish overall, but it is a very wonderful, just flavorful thing, even though it's simple, and all of these separate components go together to make for just an overwhelmingly fantastic whole meal here. I am always just so happy after eating this. It gives me a lot of energy throughout the day. Back when I would rotate between working on the West Bank over here and the East Bank, I would be bouncing back and forth on certain days between Metairie and the West Bank, so there would be always the pleasurable knowledge I could grab a quick, cheap, fantastic lunch here. Now I can still grab a fantastic lunch, it's just not cheap anymore. It's still decently priced for what you get, I would say. So there's always a special place in my heart for this dish, as it really kept me very well fed for many years when I would work on the West Bank. And it was my go-to spot for a long time for lunch. And it's a little bit like coming back home in some ways. Every time I make a return visit for lunch and get to eat this meal, it's just a heartwarming and belly-filling experience that just keeps me in a very happy mood after experiencing it, and pretty happy mood while I'm experiencing it as well. Now, you may have recently seen or heard the both good and bad news that New Orleans has been ranked as the #1 food city in the world, which I have long believed that, which is also even more phenomenal considering the relatively small size of New Orleans and the greater New Orleans area population-wise. It is not nearly as big as some places that have long been ranked as better places to eat that get Michelin rankings, where New Orleans doesn't even get a Michelin review of any type for some reason. And they keep telling me, I've asked, that they are thinking about eventually adding New Orleans to their whole Michelin guide. We will see. So, the good news is I think New Orleans has certainly deserved that ranking. Although the bad news is probably a whole lot more tourists will now journey to New Orleans and the restaurants will be more crowded, and special secret spots like this might be a little bit harder to get into and more crowded. So we will see how that develops. I did have quite a debate one time with a fellow from London that really was pushing hard for his city being the best in the world. I have visited London before, and I would not say it was one of the best food cities in the world that I've experienced. There are some great restaurants there, but on average, there were a lot of things that were not really impressive to me. They have some fantastic, great Indian food. Some of the other food just was not really blowing my taste buds away, we could say. Where in New Orleans, on average, you really get some fantastic food. All the mom and pop places, just the common day-to-day lunch special joints, put out some fantastic food with great flavors. And a lot of other cities and places around the world and in the USA just can't do that. So, just like I've totally destroyed this plate of food, go ahead and destroy that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, comment below and let me know what you thought about this fantastic lunch. And while you're down there, make sure to check out the link to my Patreon account, as I do work for tips and I appreciate any help with that. So, the bill arrived and the total before tip was $35.10. So, up from $10 to that. Whoa, inflation. Next up's the burger, and I've had the burger here quite a few times as well, and it is a fantastic, juicy, delicious burger. Look at this thing. This is a classic New Orleans style burger, very thick patty, and it's got all the fantastic little greens on there and a little cheese on there. And let's go. Look at all that juice come out of that. Oh, yes. Look, medium, cooked medium with some pink in there. Oh, so much flavor. It's so juicy, delicious. This is a yummy, wonderful hamburger. The New Orleans style burger is by far my favorite style burger. Just the sheer thickness of it gives it so much more flavor, depth, and the ability to be cooked at a temperature instead of well done like so many other places do their burgers. There's just a way greater depth of flavors, and it's just also wonderful to have a freshly made bun. So many of the restaurants here do get their buns made by the same bakeries that make our French bread. So we certainly have some wonderful bread options that make the burgers kicked up even better than they would be otherwise with the addition of a wonderful fresh bun. So getting a nice Liedenheimer hamburger bun definitely makes for a better burger in my experience. So the beef is also very great quality. Everything is cooked perfectly. Each and every bite is just full of flavor and juicy, beefy goodness to the last bite there. And then instead of puny little French fries, we have these chips, which is more of a British style chip. And look at all the little third meal we have here. Quick little snack of that. And then we're going to dive into these chips here. Oh, yes. Perfectly fried. Oh, yeah. So these are freshly made. They're freshly sliced, it looks like. So each and every one of these chips is so flavorful, so delicious. It's just absolutely perfectly fried, crisp on the outside, fluffy on the inside. You get a nice little crunch with each and every bite. And you got a little of that potato skin on there for a little extra depth of flavor. And look at here, I'm already down to the last one. This is all going down so quickly. And now, just like I've totally destroyed this burger and fries, go ahead and destroy that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment below and let me know what you thought about this burger and fries. And while you're down there, make sure to check out the link to my Patreon account, as I do work for tips and I appreciate any help with that. So the bill arrived and the total before tip was $19.72. So thanks so much to everybody at the Red Maple Restaurant and the bar for many years of fantastic food and good times. And thanks so much to all of you out there for tuning into the NOLA Gent channel, especially to my Patreons. Now, if you would so kindly, go ahead and share this video with any of your friends or contacts that would enjoy it, as that really does help me with the YouTube algorithm. And take a moment to look in the description box underneath this video, where you will see links to various cookbooks. If you click on one of those links, it takes you to Amazon. Even if you don't want to buy a cookbook, but you buy something else you're going to buy anyway, if you go ahead and buy that after clicking the link, I still get a little tiny commission from any of those products, and that also really helps this channel. And then tune in next time for more good food, good times, and good people. NOLA Gent here, and thanks so much for watching. And just go ahead and destroy this video right here to keep up with the fun.